What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you watched my last giveaway video, I talked about doing a rod and reel arsenal video. Well, I've got a few picked out here for today, so let's go ahead and get it started. Start the first one off with the frog rod. It's going to be a 7'3" heavy from McCain. It's a jig and frog rod, line specific to them. It's going to be 3/8 to 1.5 ounce. I used the top toed on there. That's actually what I caught my PB on. Also, I got the Lew's Tournament MB 8-to-1 gear ratio, just a fast running reel for getting the frog through the pads and getting them out. Also using it on 50-pound braided line, but that's what I caught my PB on, guys. So there's that setup right there. That'll be number one. Number two is going to be my wacky worm rod. It's going to be also McCain Topwater Broken Back Kayak Series, 7-foot medium, really skinny, has a lot of play in it. I'll go ahead and show you that right here. The play here at the end makes it really easy to cast for the wacky worm, but it's a pretty good rod. That's pretty much all I use it for, either the wacky worm or just weightless flukes and worms as well. But that's it. I got it with a Lew's Light, 7-to-5 1 gear ratio, probably 40-pound straight braid. Sometimes I'll add a leader line, fishing clear water. That's what I use with a Wicked Weights wacky worm as well, their hook specifically to it. That's number two. Number three is going to be a bit of a go-to rod. It's a 7'3" medium heavy Texas rig special from McCain as well. It's pretty much what I use for the Texas rig, for flipping, pitching. Also throw a jig on here every now and then, and sometimes throw swim baits on it as well, just from the sensitivity of the rod. It's a very light setup. I've got it with the Team Lew's Hyper Mag, which is probably one of the lightest reels that Lew's has, but that's going to be an 8-to-1 gear ratio as well with 40-pound braid. As you can see here, I just got it rigged, Texas rig, for the summertime season to flip and pitch into brush. I actually caught one this morning on it in the ditch, just throwing up into that thick vegetation. That's number three. Number four is going to be my kind of finesse rod, mainly my shaky head. Pretty much what I use. It's on a 7-foot medium rod as well. They're McCain cranking it. Got it on a Mock Crush from Lew's as well. That's 7-to-5. Usually I'll put a leader on line on it, fishing clear water. If it's going to be muddy water, just straight braid. But that's pretty much the shaky head. I'll fish sometimes the Senkos on it and the finesse worms or brush hogs, but that's pretty much all that's used for. Number four. Number five is going to be a go-to rod as well. It's also going to be a McCain rod, the Swimming Bladed Jigs, the Reaper, Troy Broussard series. It's a medium heavy, 7-foot. I use it for my swim baits. As you can see, I've got the Jinko Booty Shaker. Also throw Justin's baits from Nakanich Custom Baits out of East Texas with the Wicked Weights Willow underspins. I'll throw that on there with this. Also the Team Lew's Light with 7-to-5 gear ratio, 40-pound braid. It's a go-to swim bait rod for, you know, getting it into thick vegetation and whatnot. I'll use the weedless hooks and things of that nature to get it out of that thick brush. Alright guys, final rod y'all been waiting for to see, that I've already seen, but of course the Beast from McCain. That's going to be for the swim bait setup. Got this new swim bait from Jonathan, guy I've been going to school with, and well, fingers hooked. But he just actually made that for a gill bait. Did pretty good on, the color came out well, so I'm going to be throwing that here soon since it's swim bait season. But the rod, guys, the Beast, it's your pitching, flipping, swimming rods, 7'6" extra heavy. Man, it'll throw anything. I've got the Lew's Super Duty 300. Their 300 series reel for swim bait, 6-to-5 gear ratio. Really nice. Switched it up to 65-pound braid, and it's made this casting process a lot smoother. The line's not digging into the reel with these heavy swim baits. Guys, throwing this, it's just as light as one of my jig setups as well. It doesn't feel heavy. Putting a 3 to 4 ounce bait, or 3 to 4 ounce bait on the end, it doesn't hurt one bit. Man, I would definitely consider this for a go-to swim bait setup if you're looking at it. Also check out their 7'6" heavy rod if you're not throwing as heavy as baits, but this is definitely a go-to for big swim baits. So for tackle storage, guys, I'm keeping it pretty simple with for the hard baits, 3700 plain old boxes. This one, I've got some soft plastics in it, but I don't really keep it. But this is swim jigs, regular flipping jigs. I got spinner baits, chatter baits, you name it, it's in there. Plenty of Bayou Bug jigs, a lot of their stuff. Also Andres with Caliber Bait Cove, got some of his. This one as well, plenty of chatter baits, jigs. I got some frogs, spinner baits, swim jigs, you name it. I actually got a Justin setup right there that I caught not long ago, sight cast fishing, and with the Wicked Weights hook along with Justin's Nakanich baits on that one. But those are the two main boxes that I use for hard baits, and keep it pretty simple right there. So for terminal tackle and soft plastic, guys, I've got the H2O Express bag from Academy. Pretty simple setup. You get this little terminal tackle box with it, little plastic box. It's where I keep my swim bait hooks, wacky worm hooks, EWG, trapper tackle, shaky heads, swim baits, bobber stoppers, weights, bullet weights, underspins, everything, you name it, I've got it in that box. So I keep it pretty simple with those there. Swivel heads as well. That's pretty much all the terminal tackle that I take with me for what I'm using, especially for the soft plastics. So this box here actually goes into the H2O. This little flap on the top side of it slides in there, clip it up, and you're good to go. You get a zipper pouch, which I've got a little bit of a dip in there. I've got the O-rings for the wacky worms, and I'll go ahead and show you the inside. So for soft plastics, guys, this is where I keep everything. I've got my worms in there for muddy water creature baits, muddy water swim baits, all in Ziploc bags, clear water creature baits, more worms, brush hogs, all the swim baits, soft plastics that I keep, and everything stays in that, and they can go with me whether I'm in muddy water or clear water. It's all in that thing right there and zips up. So I keep it pretty simple with that, guys, and that's it for me. Alright guys, well that's it. You've seen everything. Rods, reels, baits, soft plastics, terminal tackle, storage, everything that y'all need to know for what I'm using, so y'all can get some of the same setups if you're interested. If I didn't cover it, let me know in the comments down below. But don't forget, next video is going to be with my Jackson Coosa HD and the kayak that I use for all the river floats that I do with everybody. I'm going to have it fully rigged out, everything that I take with me, gear, rods, baits, all that, everything I use, so that you can see how I go down the river. Don't forget, that one's coming up here soon. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll see you later.
Stay down. Oh my goodness. Stay down.
Oh!
Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh! Oh!
Holy!